Hi guys. Okay, today I'm going to make some little notebooks that can just tuck into pockets in junk journals. And what I'm going to use is some shopping dockets that I've been collecting. So they're all blank on one side. Sometimes here in Australia the shopping dockets have coupons printed on the other side, for like discounts for carpet cleaning and car services and that sort of stuff. But I've just kept all the ones that are blank on one side. And I'm a recycle only crafter, so I don't really buy anything new other than things like paint, glue, little things that I can't make myself, like maybe eyelets or book corners. But in terms of supplies, papers and all that sort of stuff, cardboard, I don't buy anything new. So I collect a lot of rubbish, like shopping dockets, as you can see. And what I do, I've just got tissue boxes with the top cut off, and I just put a little label on it, and I just stick them on my shelf, all these little boxes. And as I collect certain things, I just chuck it in the little tissue box, and when I've got enough, I do something with it. So shopping dockets, if you're new to junk journals, I mean, it's paper. I pretty much keep every paper that comes through the house, except now for junk journal catalogues, like Coles, Woolworths, supermarket catalogues, because those things pile up way too quick and I can't use them quick enough. But anyway, shopping dockets, they're small. You can collect them for ages before it's overflowing, and you can use up a whole bunch super quick. Like, what I'm going to do is, today I think I will coffee dye these. I was going to do some coloured ones, but I think I'm in a grungy type of mood. So I'm going to coffee dye them, and then I'm going to use some scraps to make little notebooks to tuck into junk journals. I thought I'll just show you before I get started. Okay, I'll be back. I'm going to coffee dye these. I won't show you my coffee dye process because there is no process. I just have a baking tray, with my coffee dye solution in there, coffee and hot water. My pages, if I coffee dye photocopy paper or notebook paper, anything like that, I usually dunk it page by page. These I'm not going to because they're small and that would take me forever. I'm just going to grab a whole big pile, put them in, smush them about. Don't leave them too long because they're thin and they break easy. But I'm going to just put them in, smush them about, and then dump them on the grass to dry out back. I don't bake my papers in the oven. Anyway, I'm going to go coffee dye these and then I'll be back. Okay, now I keep saying notebooks, but I mean notepads. Okay, so I have made a bunch already, which I'll show you in a minute, but I'm just going to make a few. I did kind of pull out some shorter ones just because it was easier than rifling through it, but I'll show you what I've done with the larger ones. No, let me just make a few regular size first. Okay. I also sorted out the really thin ones, just because I'll use those separately. Okay, so what I did first, I cut some book page, just to use on the back of my little notebooks too, because some of these are quite thin, like Coles shopping dockets, they're quite thin, and I just thought a little bit of book page on the back of their little notepads so that if you want to glue them into your junk journal, you can. Now, I did post a picture of my great big pile on Facebook, and someone asked, you know, what sort of receipts do I use? Is it just the blank ones? And I use them all. The only thing is this pile, they're blank on one side. I have a separate pile for the ones that have the printed coupons, and I'll show you what I do with those another time. But yeah, I've just kept them all. These are dockets from, you can see, Op Shop. This is Salvo's. Vinnie's. McDonald's. Supermarket, IGA. Coles, Woolworths. Wherever you get a docket. Pretty much any. And I don't care if they're thermal or they're not thermal. I just treat them all the same. So, I did say on Facebook, it is my professional opinion that Macca's and Salvo's have the best dockets because their paper is quite thick and it coffee dyes really nice and brown. Oh, excuse my dirty hands. Oh my gosh. I've been in paints and inks. Anyway, so what I did to start off, get on with it. Where's my ruler? I am actually going to cut a bunch of these at once. Not too many. Okay, so I just rip off a little bundle of book page. And the book pages I'm using, they're quite thick. And I'm just using the regular white ones because I want to use them up. I tend to keep the ones that are a bit darker brown for collaging and making embellishments and stuff like that. And I found that most of these dockets are about 8 centimeters wide. So I just cut my strip a little under 8 centimeters. Just so when I layer it on the back of the docket, the white edge doesn't show. Gosh, I can't see from here. My arms are outstretched. Trying not to put my big head in front of the camera. Okay, so... Whoops. I can't find my rotary cutter. It's lost on my desk. That tells you how bad my desk is. Okay. So these are just going to be my little back pages. Now, you're left, well, depending what size page you use and if you bother to put some book page on the back. Look, also, not only does it make a good backing page because it's sturdy, but never miss an opportunity to use up book page. If you're like me, you're drowning in them, so I try and shove them everywhere. Anyway, then I'm left with this stupid little piece that is still kind of bound because of the glue on the side. Now, keep these and I will put them aside, and my next video I'm going to show you what to do with these because some people chuck them, some I usually make little clusters and embellishments and use them in collage and that. But because it's got, this particular book has a big white border around it, I'm doing something else with them. So keep them, put them aside. We're going to use them. Anyway, so all I did, I just layered up 5 of roughly the same size dockets. And I've just done 5 because I don't want them too thick because they're just going to go in junk journals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I don't want to make my journal too lumpy. Okay, here's a bit too long. And I put one that's a bit nicey brown. Okay, see this guy's folded. I don't care. I want a nice brown one on top. Actually, I've been putting the shorter ones on top. But that guy's a bit mangy, isn't he? Now, I just layer them by length, just so the shorter ones are on top. But really, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Chuck them in. See, this guy's a bit white. I'm going to hide him under there. Now, someone also asked on Facebook about the other side, if you can see the writing. And you can see, yeah, some of them you still see the writing. Some of them, though, oh, now I won't find one. I dry my coffee dye papers in the sun. So some of them fade away. Like this one's almost faded. But depending where it is, some dockets, you know, like this, you can't see any writing. This one, a little bit of the logo. But some of them fade completely and it's blank on both sides. But, I mean, as long as one side's blank, who cares? You know, even if you're not making these, a lot of the time you're just gluing stuff down anyway. So just cover it. The only thing I've done is, so that when you flick them, I have tried to put the bigger ugly side up the top. Just because I'll sew the top now. And so just when you pick up a page, you don't see that big black, you know, writing. It's up the top. Okay, so I'm putting 5 together plus book page. And I'm using these little clips, these sewing clips. Okay, see this little bit of white hanging out? Look, I'm just being fussy now. I don't want that little white piece. I've just been ripping it off. That one didn't rip very well, did it? Doesn't matter. Okay. And what else? And then I've got some scrap fabric here. You can see these are all browns. I've got this whole little tub of kind of neutral themed scraps. And when I say scraps, I mean like scraps. They're bits of, you know, I cut up old clothing for fabric. So you get a lot of seams, you know, stuff like this. Seams and, you know, bits that are a bit useless. Also bits that I trim off when I'm making something else. See this? This is a cuff. Anyway, so I've just got a bunch of the little scraps and popped it there, and that's what I've been using. I think I've picked out all the good bits now. Anyway, I'm making these kind of grungy. I feel like I've moved my mat. Am I on camera? Yeah, okay. So I'm making mine kind of grungy, but you can use pretty colours and all that. Do whatever. And if you don't have a sewing machine, you can staple these and glue your fabric over top, or just glue your pages together. I just like sewing them because it's quick, easy, and I like having little threads hanging off. And that's all I'm doing. I'll clip a whole bunch like this together first. Okay, let's use some longer dockets. Some of them, do I have any left? I feel like I've used all the ones I should have shown you. Okay, like this. See? Oh no, that wasn't one. Some of them are double this, you know, and they're in strips of, like they're folded in 4, because that's how I had them in my little tissue box when I stored them. So I just ripped along and I'll make a smaller one out of those. Do I have any super long ones left? Probably this one. Oh yeah. So see, like this. So just rip it if they're that big. These ones I've just been ripping at my fold mark. Okay, so Let's get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I don't want them too long because they won't fit in my journals. Not that I mind things hanging out the top or bottom. And now I've got to make a little one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Bit of book page. Let's put this guy at the back. He's a bit long. Now, if you don't go shuffling your papers like I've just been doing, you can make heaps of this. I've already made heaps. I'll show you in a tip. Bit of fabric. Any little piece. This was vintage fabric from my grandmother. I made some little postage theme ephemera packs a while back. I'll put the link to that down below. Really easy to make, just out of envelopes, scraps as usual. And I think I covered a few in this fabric. I've got none left though. I'm a bit sad because look how cool it is. It's so old and the pattern is so funky. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like I've got mostly long ones left. 5. See, some of these, you know, have little darker spots where they've been layered, because when I coffee dyed these, I think I said in my previous video, well, the start of this video, I didn't coffee dye them one by one. I just dunked piles of them in. Sorry, this video is in parts over a couple of days because I don't get a chance to film. Okay, where's some? This fabric was off an old lounge or something, I think. Too wide. I want to cut that along. Okay, it's just a bit ridiculous that I'm making small scraps even smaller. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, I wish I would stop shuffling. Let's do another little one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Just going to make 4 with you to quickly show you. See, this one has a little tear, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to hide it in the middle somewhere. Or maybe we'll tear him further. Where'd he go? Sometimes when they have a tear, I've just made the tear a bit more deliberate. Like that. And I've put the torn layer on top. And I'll show you what I do with it. So Darren's on his lunch break. That's why I'm filming now. That's why my videos are in pieces and I have to join them together. He's working from my craft room. It's driving me crazy because, well, I do like having him home. I can't do anything in my craft room. Can't make any noise. He's forever on the phone and video conferences. In fact, the other day, the other week, he was on a video conference. He said he'd only be half an hour, and he was there for like 2-3 hours, and he sits over near the door. So if I want to get out, I have to walk past his camera, and I'm sitting here and I really needed to go to the toilet. And, and so I was kind of trapped in my room because I couldn't walk past the camera because I was in a nightie. It was early in the morning. I was still in a nightie and I had no like bra and undies underneath it, and I had bad hair and I couldn't let anyone see. Whoops. Yeah, so I had to sit here for like 2 or 3 hours, like busting. And I was writing him notes saying, and holding him up saying, how long are you going to be? Oh my gosh. So I love having him in here while I'm working, but it's just a pain that I can't film or anything. Did I put one on the back of the rest? I forgot. Oh, this one I missed. Yeah, see, if you do this a little under 8 centimeters, I found it fits most of them. Okay, now I'm just going to sew them. Let me move that. Okay, so hope you can see. Oh gosh, I can't get my arms around this pile of books you're sitting on now. Okay, so when I sew them, I've just been using a small zigzag stitch. And you're a little under 2 small zigzag. And I've just been doing one zigzag stitch across the top. Now don't cut your thread, just pull it a little. I pull mine a fair bit just because I want to leave the tail hanging off. But if you're going to snip that off anyway, just pull it a teeny tiny bit. Don't cut the thread, just do a whole big chain. Whoops. So when I made a pile of these earlier, I just, you do a little production line. You clip them all together with your fabric, then sew them all at once. And then I ink and stamp them at the end. And I do backstitch at the start and end. So when I do cut my thread, normally I've got this whole big pile of them sitting here. I've got an old dictionary that's quite big that I use as a little extension arm. Okay, and now I'm just going to scrunch them up a bit more. Oops, better cut them apart. So you just have a big chain of them if you sew them all at once. Now I'm just going to quickly ink one. Oh, see, this one I took my clip off too soon and I've made him wonky. Look, my paper's moved. Let me do this guy. So I've just been, look, I do ink the back of this white page just because it bugs me that it's white. I don't know why it bugs me so bad, but I do ink the back just in case wherever this little notebook ends up, it doesn't get glued down. But see, how I'll probably use them is just glue the back down. So it's like that in your journal. But I ink them just in case I want to pop them in a pocket or something. And I have been inking the edges. Where one page is a bit shorter on top, I've been inking that. And for the ones where I've ripped the page, I have also, or the page is already ripped, I've just been inking that as well, just so it's more obvious. I don't know why, I just like it like that. If a bit of your book page pokes out at the back, just ink that as well. It's not so white. Okay, and that's it. I've been grunging them up, and then I've just been stamping them. I mean, I'll probably make a bunch, just leave them as is, but I've been stamping most of mine. And I do a whole bunch with the same stamp, just so that I don't have to change stamps. I kind of tend to do the same thing over and over and over and over, just so I can churn out heaps of them in one hit. And I mean, you could probably stamp this before you clip them together. I've just been stamping them after. Okay, so I'll do these ones later, but look, see, aren't they so cute? And you can use these for everything, you know, if you make tags and stuff, and you use cereal boxes or something like me, and you want to cover the back, you can just glue this down. So back it with coffee dyed paper, because this will be glued down, you don't see it. So, I mean, they're good just for little bits of coffee dyed paper as well. So I'll finish those ones in a tick, but let me show you some that I've already done. Gosh, look at my desk. Look at my mat. Okay, so this is the one I just did. They're just extra nice little things in junk journals. See, I leave this tail on. You can snip that off if that annoys you. Okay, so I did a whole bunch with little bees. I'll just put some stencil and a little bee or wasp, whatever it is. All little scraps. Just use them up. This is one where I've used different lengths. Look at this fabric, isn't it nice? Oops, I think I was too high. But they're so cute, grungy. Those ones are made super grungy. And of course mushrooms, you know, I don't have that many stamps, so you tend to see the same ones over and over and over. This is one with the little dockets. Isn't that cute? See, this is a docket from a parking garage. And this one actually had writing on both sides, but it was quite faint, so I didn't care. It's a Vodafone docket, probably from my sister topping up her credit. And these ones I just put a bit of that wood, you know, that looks like wood or tree, you know what I mean, pattern. With little mushroom. This fabric, I love this because it's so frayed and grungy. All little mushrooms on these. But you don't even have to stamp them. You can stick your little clusters on them or stickers or whatever. What else? Where's the... There were more. But wait, there's more. Oh, wait, that's another one. And these ones I just did some script stamp with a little love heart. This little love heart is all little flowers. Don't know if you can see. And a key. I didn't like the key ones, so that's why I didn't do any more with keys. Anyway, that's it. See, that one's torn, doesn't matter. That's it. Super duper easy. And all of these, look how many I made. You can churn them out like super quick if you don't shuffle pages like me. Just do a little production line. Anyway, that's it. And I'm going to go film now what I do with these little bits that I've been trimming off. I've got about 5 or 6 of them. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.